Hey guys, I'm Kevin,
I'm Jake.
and this is Movie Matters. Horror Month continues with Hellraiser from 1987, Clive Barker. Jake, what'd you think?
I had seen this before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least twice. I
Oh, shit.
forgot, but my wife and I actually watched this like a couple years ago. Because she remembered watching it. I did not. With her, at least. And then I
I'm
had watched
shocked.
it by myself like a while before that.
I'm shocked your wife has seen this like prior to you. Like, this is a very intense movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I'll give it like some critiques, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
I don't know if I liked it. I definitely didn't hate it.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot is explained. The effects are fucking incredible in this movie, especially for, I don't know if you did any detective work on the budget. This movie was made for like $990,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it made like 15 times that and made like 15, 16 million at the box office, which is insane. And for this movie to be that cost is so cool. And like the creature effects and the makeup and the costuming and the effects, like the visual effects are not bad. I mean, it's very hokey, especially at the end, the kind of like disappearing act of the Cenobites. This for $990,000, the special effects are pretty decent. This movie is just extremely grotesque, though. Like,
Yeah, that's my primary critique. Is like I feel like this is less of a like supernatural horror movie and more just a like gross horror movie.
yeah, it's very like masochistic and it's almost it's torture porn minus the porn in a sense. It's
yeah.
like but it's like
But it's like right up to the edge.
yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, again, I didn't love it. A lot of people, I mean, it's rated very highly on IMDb for a horror movie, in my opinion. It's like a 6.9. Yeah, 6.9 out of 10. If you look at the user reviews, everyone was like, people don't understand this movie. It's so great. And it's like, sure, for its time, for 87, those effects, and for the budget, this movie's legendary.
Yeah.
Fucking legendary. But it's also, in my opinion, it's just not a great movie in terms of substance. Or I would say storyline, not substance, because there's a lot of substance. But the storyline is just like very bizarre.
Yeah, and like I think a lot of the people that really enjoy this movie enjoy the entire Hellraiser series.
Which I had no idea that there was a series, basically.
Yeah, there's.
But go on.
I was like curious after watching it
Yeah.
because I knew there was like a bunch of movies. There are 11 Hellraiser movies.
I thought it was 12.
It might. Yeah, it could be.
I took a picture of it.
Like,
Let me
it's
see if I
crazy.
still have it.
But like I think a lot of the people that really talk up the first one are the ones that are like totally engulfed in like the full lore of the entire series.
11. You're right.
You know, and like so they're like, so no, you don't understand it if you've only watched the first movie because nothing is explained in the first movie.
Nothing. Nothing is.
It's just like these like BDSM demons just show up and start like fucking everything up, and then
So
there's like a decaying corpse crawling around in an attic.
dude,
You're
that
just like,
sequence
I
is
don't know what's
incredible.
happening.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But so Doug Bradley, who famously plays Pinhead, And I put that in air quotes because we'll get to why he's called Pinhead. I mean, obviously he's called Pinhead because he's got fucking pins coming out of his face and his head. But Doug Bradley described hell as a prison. The Cenobites are the prison guards. Pinhead is the prison warden. The puzzle box is the key to the prison cell. And the demons are the escaped inmates. Now, that's such a fucking cool concept. Mm-hmm. And why is that not the fucking movie?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like... so this is based off of a novel that Clive Barker wrote.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the book, and I didn't look anything up about the book, but
neither did I, to be honest.
I feel like this is kind of a like partially baked idea. You know, like I mean, like there is a narrative in this movie, and I mean, it's like, you know, a fun horror movie and a gross horror movie, and like if that's your thing, you know, like cool. But yeah, like I mean, there's no real context to anything, and like it's hard to even tell if he planned context, you know, at any point, like, or if it was just the kind of you know, oh, I'm gonna, you know, make a movie about my book, and it just happened to be like a monster moneymaker hit, you know. So
yeah,
it's not super clear.
Agreed. My whole thing is this movie is very similar. It's very interesting that we watched Maniac Cop. This movie is very reminiscent of Maniac Cop in terms of it doesn't know what to do with the main character or who the main character is. Yeah. In my opinion. At first, it's like you've got the dad, you've got Julia, who's the new wife, you know, the stepmom to Kirsty, which is a weird fucking name, in my opinion. It's like Kirsten, which is fine, but Kirsty, I don't know if I've ever heard that name, and I apologize if we have any listeners named that, which I doubt it, but just very interesting. It's like, and then the daughter becomes the main character at the end. In my opinion, it should have focused solely on her, and then we would have cared more about the characters.
Right.
Again, I mean, this is an 80s movie. It's an 80s horror movie, and all the movies in the 80s in terms of horror movies are not very well done in terms of character-driven plot.
Yeah.
And I would love for someone to challenge me on that. Not saying I'm completely correct. If there's any character-driven, like, amazing horror movies out there, and I'm trying to think, and I just maybe I'm drawing a blank, but
I mean,
imagine, like,
so
can you
many
think of
of
anything?
them just have like
Shining, I guess you could say.
Yeah. But like if you look at like the big ones, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, to an extent this movie, like they're all about groups of people and not like a single person, you know, like like there's usually like the last girl, you know, who like, you know, is like
the final girl,
the survivor, you know, or whatever. But like it's not always clear that they're the primary character, or, you know, until they're the last one left, and then it kind of shifts the focus to them. But
agreed. So maybe I'll rephrase my challenge is name a lot more single, like, very character driven, and you could argue, like I said, like Shining, I would argue
for sure
maybe like the Evil Dead series, when you get in, like, maybe the Evil Dead series, but it's still a group of people, but Bruce Campbell is the main character.
So now I'm kind of rethinking it, because The Shining is kind of torn between Jack and Danny.
That's true.
And Evil Dead, or at least the first one, is not necessarily just about Ash.
Yeah.
I think Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead 3 are entirely. But the first one is very much another, like,
very
ensemble
interesting.
kind
this
of
is interesting.
movie, which, like, is weird because Halloween is about Laurie.
Yeah.
Very
But
much
that's
so.
70. That's the 70s.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
It's an interest. Well, I get. Well,
Right? It's
she's
hard.
in
I don't
Halloween
know.
2, right?
Yes.
And Halloween
Which
3 is totally unrelated, isn't it?
That might be the Season of the
Season
Witch.
of the Witch, yeah, which has
And
nothing
then,
to do
which
with
I've not
Michael
seen
Myers.
those, so. And there's the Curse of Michael Myers. Which, are you sure? It might be. Which, I
Or
don't know.
maybe
I gotta
Halloween
Google that
2
now.
is Season of the Witch.
No, Halloween 2 is just Halloween 2.
Is it? Okay.
Does not does not have Michael Myers. Yeah, season 3 does, or season 3. Halloween, Halloween 3
Yeah.
from 82. Maybe we got to add that to the list.
I've seen it before. It's not
You've seen
worth
it?
watching.
So, okay, so speaking, okay, makes sense. I've heard it's pretty shitty. Going back to this, I know we get on our tangents here and there, but going back to this, I'm shocked you've seen it. So I've never seen this movie, which is also surprising. I'm surprised myself I've never seen this movie. I'm kind of glad I didn't see this movie as a kid. Because
Yeah.
again, going back to our Friday the 13th review, I was super into horror movies in like 5th grade, into 5th to 8th grade, that range. And I watched like all the 70s and 80s kind of classics, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw, like all those. And this movie just, I never really was interested in watching this movie for some reason. And I don't know why, but I'm glad because this movie is gross.
Yeah.
And a lot of this stuff, I mean, it'd be over my head for sure as a kid. And it's still like confusing as shit, kind of, in a way of like the story's not super clear.
Yeah, well, like the events are like pretty straightforward and like clear, like
Yeah.
but like it's the context and the understanding of like what is actually happening that's totally missing. So like,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like the kind of person that like really wants that context and stuff. So yeah, this movie's borderline like a tough watch for me, just because I'm like, I don't care what's happening if you don't give me like a reason to care, you know?
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, movies are good with no backstory, with certain, like, for certain
Sometimes,
characters.
yes. Yeah.
Like, you know, you've mentioned this before, like the Joker. Like, you don't have his backstory of how he got his scars and shit like that. Like Mad Max Fury Road, you barely have any backstory on any of the characters, but they're all fucking badass. This movie, it's like, yeah, they're badass, but you also like, why? I need a little more context, like you're saying. I need
Right.
a little more why. I need that why.
Well, like the movie opens with Frank buying the box, then like performing some kind of ritual in the attic,
Yep.
which is never explained. Like, what was he trying to do? Like, why?
He was just trying. I think it was kind of. He was just like trying to reach ultimate pleasure.
Oh,
'Cause he's
you're
like,
right.
He's
Yes.
kind of like. He's kind of like a sex fiend.
Yeah, he is
He's
some
weird,
kind of
and
weird
like
pervert,
is
deviant.
yeah, the whole like, is he related to Julia? Is he related to
No, he's the
the
brother
dad?
of the
The
guy.
dad?
Yeah.
yeah that
Who's
dad
So
What?
he's Julia's brother-in-law.
Andrew? Yes. Wait. Yes. Frank is Julia's brother-in-law.
Frank is.
That's yeah, and the dad, Larry, played by Andrew Robinson, has been in a couple other movies. He was in. We mentioned him, and he's in Dirty Harry. He was in this movie I love from the '70s called Charlie Varick with Walter Matthau, which is an extremely underrated movie that I highly recommend you watch. Jake, it's a robbery movie. It's like a heist movie, and it's fucking awesome. And he plays like this country kind of hillbilly guy. And he's really good in it. Andrew Robinson, the character from this movie, he plays that guy. But he was also in Cobra and a couple other 80s, a handful of 80s movies. But yeah, I mean, the Frank is weird. He's like, you know, he like also like there's an incestuous I can't incest
Yeah.
like almost driven storyline that he wants to get with the daughter,
Yeah.
which is weird. And that was purposely put in. I read it's just there's a lot of weirdness and weird sexual content in this movie.
Yeah. Well, and like he's also like very violent with his
Yeah.
like, proclivities. And like obviously you have the like whatever like the BDSM, like imagery with the Cenobites and that stuff. So like yeah, there's a lot of like sex like subtext that's going on in this movie. I mean, some of it's overt, like with Frank and Julia, but then like some of it's a little bit less overt, but it's pervasive.
Yes, very pervasive. But it's like it's funny, like the Cenobites. If you didn't know the backstory to this movie, I feel like you would be like, "Who the fuck are the Cenobites?" Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? It's not even clear that they are the Cenobites. I feel like, or at least
I don't think Cenobite is said at any point in the movie.
it is. It is for sure.
Was it?
Frank says it.
Oh,
Frank
does
for
he?
sure says
Okay.
it. Yeah,
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he does.
yeah, but
But yeah, but again, no explanation as to like
yeah.
how, why, how.
There's a lot of inferring and a lot of audience guessing. Almost, I would want to say. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And like,
I mean, this.
yeah, I'm not opposed to keeping some mystery. Like one of the big complaints
Yeah.
I have with Star Wars is that they explained what the Force is, and like it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
have that same gripe, and like,
Yeah, midichlorians.
you brought up like the Joker, and the Joker having like no past whatsoever is like cool and like makes him kind of a compelling and mysterious character, and like that's cool. But you have to like establish something contextual around the characters, or else it becomes confusing. Like,
Yeah.
even though you don't know the Joker's backstory, you know that he's the product of like something horrible.
Yeah, and he also
like-
has a goal.
right.
Like, what's the goal of the Cenobite? Just to keep peace in this hell? And again, it's like that's not even really explicitly detailed.
No.
Maybe we're being hypercritical. I don't know.
I mean, I'm like poking at this one aspect of the movie because like otherwise like there are a lot of good aspects to it, and like
Oh, definitely.
you like you said, the effects, like the writing actually isn't that bad. Like, I mean, there's some bad lines, but like I feel
Yeah.
like it's
It's
just
not terrible.
it's a low budget horror movie, so
Yeah.
it's not like distractingly bad dialogue or anything like that, but
I only think there's like the bad writing and like weird. Maybe it's just an '80s thing, but like when the movers are there and they are helping move that mattress that takes them all fucking day to move, and the one guy, one of the like the younger mover, he says, "You got any beer?" Like,
yeah.
is this just a friend down the street, or is this like a fucking moving company? Like, no. Again, maybe it's just the time period, but like it's very interesting that the guy's like asking for beer, and then he's asking about Larry's daughter, being like, "Oh, I see where she gets her mother's looks from,"
Yeah.
and Larry's just like, "Yeah, her mother's dead, dick."
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny, like stuff like that. The Frank's voice in the movie kind of bothered. It's very like, "I'm the sexiest man alive," and you and I, we're gonna go to the bedroom and we're gonna make love. Like that's the kind of that's the vibe I got from Frank.
Yeah.
And it was just very interesting. I didn't. Maybe it's his acting. I don't know. I didn't care for him. Let me see.
I mean, he is kind of supposed to be like a sleazy creep,
Yeah.
but like for whatever reason, he has charisma. You know. At least for Julia.
The ladies love him. He's in the second Hellraiser. So yeah, I did confirm there are 11 Hellraisers. So you're right. That's a fuck ton.
That's a lot.
I had no clue that there were 11.
I mean, I think Friday the 13th has 11 if you include Freddy vs. Jason, right?
We said it in our Friday the 13th review. I thought it was
I think it is
9, and maybe
if you exclude the reboot and include Freddy vs. Jason, it would be 11. I think it's 12 if you include the reboot.
Doing a quick Google because I don't remember. 12, which includes the original film, its sequels, and the crossover with The Nightmare on Elm Street. So Freddy vs. Jason. So yeah, 11.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because Jason X, and then it's the remake. Or the reboot.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and then that doesn't include Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, that makes sense.
But, like, Nightmare on Elm Street only has 5 or 6?
6. We also mentioned this in our Friday the 13th review, and I'm blanking. But
Halloween has 5.
more than that. But are we including the remakes?
No. In, like, the core original, like, releases, I think it's 5, right?
There's 7? Because you got Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, which
Doesn't
is
count.
Halloween.
It's a different...
Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween The Curse of Michael Myers, H2O,
Yeah.
and Halloween Resurrection, and then it does the reboot, two reboots, or the reboot and its sequel from Rob Zombie, and then it does Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Which, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, god awful. Have you seen them?
No. I don't think I saw any of those.
Talk about a steamy pile of shit. Real bad. I thought they were, at least.
I like the Rob Zombie remake.
That speaking of gory, that fucking movie is gory.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but that's Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie's a fucking weirdo. But speaking of gore, this movie is so gory.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked by how much gore it was. I
Well,
read this little...
It's interesting because it's... Well, this is where, like... It's very, very, very bloody. And there's, like, a lot of skin. But it's not a lot of, like... It's not a lot of anything else, which is, like, kind of interesting. I mean, there's, like, when Frank's, like, regrowing, there's, like, that weird, nasty, like...
he's always slimy, too.
Slimy thing, you know? But, like, there's not a lot of, like, guts and, like, you know,
Not too
stuff
bad,
like that. Like, brain matter, like, splatter, like,
Yeah.
you know, or anything like that.
That's fair.
Just gallons and gallons of blood, though.
Yeah.
And flaps of skin and, like, ears.
Pieces of face and
Yeah.
stuff, dude. I mean, that's how the movie opens, is the person... I think it's Pinhead it's Pinhead that puts the face together. And it's
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
After he gets, like, ripped apart by the meat hooks.
Dude, that ending is wild. At the time of the movie's release, the MPAA, so the rating system, had an agenda on intensity of tone. As a result of this, director Clive Barker had to make several cuts to the film, which included consecutive hammer blows when Julia's taken all these sleazy guys back to the attic to bang, which is fucking weird. Fingers entering flesh, which is very interesting. It's such a weird concept how the fingers, it's very like The Thing, the movie The Thing, where like puts it into the guy's face and everything. Like they're going into the neck, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just sexual, again, like a masochistic of like strangling, which can be seen as like BDSM. As like there was spanking that was taken out. There was additional thrusts from Julia and Frank. And so, yeah, they had to water it down a little bit to make it more palatable, which is interesting because it's still pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's some there's some really cool stuff in here. Like I really like the editing and the juxtaposition of Larry trying to get the mattress up the stairs, and it's just that shot where there's the nail sticking out, and you know he's gonna hit it, but it's the thrusting of trying to get the mattress up. But you also have Frank and Julia like making love in her flashback, and it's a really cool, like, that's really good editing in my opinion.
Yeah, it is edited very well.
Yeah, I like that. And again, the editing with the effects, like a lot of things are shot in reverse of like blood dripping and all that. And they used
the blood like
lots
soaking into like the wood.
Yeah.
Is really cool. When his like body is like, I don't know what you call it, like rematerializing, I guess, like
That part
it's
is
like,
so fucking cool.
it's like absorbing like back into it as it's like, you know, like coming together is like really cool.
The spine connecting to the brain and then lifting up.
Yeah.
So crazy and well done. I'll tell you, I was eating dinner while watching this. I don't recommend doing that.
Yeah, no.
I don't recommend doing that at all.
No.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, there's a whole excerpt from IMDb about how they do a lot of these effects. I'm going to read it real quick. So, a lot of the special effects, like the backbone of it, they used lube and condoms, which is very interesting. I mean, that's why like Frank is so shiny, but it also plays into the theme, like the sex theme and like the theme of the movie, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
The eroticism, that's the word I'm looking for. It's very fitting. The crew actively sought out condoms because they were made of latex. Lube made things look wet and stay wet under the camera lights. According to the crew, they were mortified whenever they'd have to make a run to a shop to load up on what surely looked like a king's ransom of orgy supplies. As for the birthing sequence of Frank, that's what they're talking about, the special effects gang actually used a step up from lube. They used methyl cellulose, the food thickener. It's a food thickener, which is a special effects mainstay. We'd pump the methyl cellulose by the gallon, recalls Keene. You can see the pump in action early in the sequences as pools of clear goop ooze up from the floorboards. The thick snot-like strands coating Frank's in-progress body are also likely methyl cellulose. When Frank's arm stumps erupt from the pools of ooze, those two are animatronic. Super cool.
Yeah.
We built lots and lots of puppet rigs. The forming flesh effect itself, where bone, muscle, and tendons reconstitute Frank's skinless body, was accomplished with wax and reverse photography. The team constructed models of body parts out of different waxes with different melting points, layering them as needed, burning and filming in reverse. The effect is that of reforming flesh. So fucking cool.
Yeah, that's
This
cool.
required a multitude of stages, as well as close-up appliances to show the growth of Frank's hands and organs. The crew also used colored thread for Frank's veins, which would, when pulled and played in reverse, look like conscious slime mold-like sinew. Puppet rigs also featured in the reverse melt part. Like it was like the veins were forming, which is super
Yeah.
cool. Wires were used to pull away pieces of Frank apart bit by bit, mimicking in reverse the in-film demise of the character, which is pretty cool. Yeah, super well done. Probably as gross as it is, my favorite part of the movie is him materializing. That is the coolest part.
Well, it definitely has a lot of like staying power.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I mean it
the
still
rest of
holds
the
up to
movie
this day.
Kinda like doesn't, you know?
Yeah, it like we preach on this podcast. Practical effects are so cool.
Yeah.
And this movie did it with a $990,000 budget, albeit in 1987 or 86, depending on when they shot it. Still very
That's
impressive.
Still a dirt cheap movie today.
Yeah, and Frank, him slowly, like, evolving into his human form is so cool and always an awesome sight.
Yeah.
Like him in the beginning where he's like crawling with his hands on the floor in the attic is so cool. Like all that is so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's just so much lore, and maybe it's like you have to read the novel that Clive Barker wrote. But like the cube, the like hell-raising cube, Kirsty opens up the portal and has the Cenobites come in, and then she rats out that Frank is still alive and he escaped. Like no one escapes us. I don't know, like, and then the part where she's like trying to get her dad at the end, but her dad is now Frank, which his body on the floor in the attic is gruesome.
Yeah.
And brutal. Like it's fucked up, to be honest.
Well, it's
But,
like Frank is basically wearing the dad as like a skin suit, which is like super gross. Yeah.
Yes. Which it would have been cooler if it was Frank's voice coming out of Larry.
Yeah. Hard
But
to do.
Also very hard to do, especially for that budget, I would imagine. I mean, you'd have to dub.
Hard to do well.
Yes. Also, like, did Kirsty not see the like goop in his hair and like all the blood?
Yeah.
I feel like she didn't notice that, and that kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
And then, it's basically like my thought was like, oh, like she's got a Rubik's Cube and she has to solve it at the end, but by like literally pushing fucking buttons on it, and she doesn't know what she's doing, but yet she's like,
Yeah.
That was kind of weird. The bum, like the vagrant, what the fuck is that about, dude?
Turning into a fucking like skeleton demon and like flying away. Yeah, that was like really weird.
I don't get that. I didn't look too hard into that.
Because like he follows specifically Kirsty around.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, there's no context there either.
So I just Googled it. This is what AI is telling me. In the Hellraiser film series, the Vagrant is and maybe they'd explain this in other movies. I'm not sure because I've not seen them. The Vagrant is the Puzzle Guardian, a demonic agent of hell responsible for protecting and distributing the Lament configuration puzzle box. Interesting.
So, yeah, I'm guessing that comes up.
Again, there's so much lore, and there's so much lore that it's like, I need more.
I guess you're going to have to watch all 11 movies.
Fuck that. But you've got, so like, their names in the movie, you've got Pinhead, which is just, I think he's titled Priest. Well, he was titled Priest in the beginning of like early drafts of the script, and then he became lead Cenobite in the shooting script. Pinhead originated as a nickname for the character, and it stuck and began being used in the sequels. So like that's so weird that it's just like, yeah, we didn't like that's just his nickname, so we're going to use that now. That's kind of lazy if you ask me, but like you had the lead Cenobite being Pinhead, you had Chatter, the guy who's like obviously with his teeth, Butterball, who's the more gross ball looking one. Yeah. Yeah. And then Female,
Female.
And because of the makeup on Chatter and Butterball, the female and Pinhead had more speaking lines because of the makeup and design of them, which is funny. And there's like a labyrinth where they live, and then there's like what's called the Engineer, which is that scorpion-like looking thing that attacks Kirsty a couple times. That thing's fucking cool looking, but also, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Is that one of the inmates that Pinhead's talking about? You know, it's very interesting. But the one thing, a thing I do like about this movie is, and I think more movies should learn from this. And you and I, Jake, have talked about this. Is it's set predominantly in one location, and that's it.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's set in that house, and that's it. And that's how you can keep a budget down. So, like, I think more movies need to be made in this vein of very one location minded, or 2 or 3 locations. You don't have to go to fucking Paris. You don't have to go to, South Africa. Like all the fucking
Everything
Mission
doesn't need to
Impossible
be a
movies.
Bond movie, you know.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I get it why you want to go to those countries because it's selling for your international market, and that they're trying to market to that. But I don't know, man. It's just like cinema's weird.
Yeah. I mean, there's just like, there's a lot of excess, in like recent movies.
Yeah.
Like everything doesn't need to be like super complicated, super over the top, like, I mean, well, this movie is pretty over the top, and
Yeah.
and, but I mean, it's like you can watch this movie, not have any idea what's like really like going on, but it's still like, yeah, all right, like it's okay.
Yeah,
It's all
I mean,
right.
I give it like a 2.5 out of 5. Like it's a 5 out of 10 for me. It's not bad. It's not great.
Yeah.
There are some great aspects to it, and there's not really that many bad aspects to it.
No,
Besides
yeah.
it not exploring the lore enough for me, and not having a central character that I can be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. But
Yeah.
again, I blame the 80s ish on that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a decent movie. I'm not going to go out and watch all the sequels. I can tell you that. It would be interesting to watch them. I'm curious how they're all rated, and what people think of them. But
I would maybe watch like the second, but beyond that, I feel like it might just be tedious.
because they did a reboot finally in 2022, and it came to like Hulu, and it's not rated very highly. It's got a 5.9, and I think they gender swapped Hellraiser with a female Pinhead, which is interesting. I mean, who cares on that? Like I'm not like the gender swap of that doesn't bother me. I know some people would maybe be in arms about that, but it doesn't bother me. Hellraiser Bloodline 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb. So I'm guessing that's going to be the trend. They're all going to be pretty low on the totem pole.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hellraiser Hellworld 4.2. Jesus.
But sometimes
Oh my
those
God.
ones are the ones that people like the most in like those series.
Gotta read the plot description for this one. Gamer, and I like this because this is very Maniac Cop like how we did that in the last episode. Gamers playing a MMORPG, massive multiplayer online or open role playing game, right?
Yeah.
Based on the Hellraiser films, find their lives in danger after being invited to a rave, the host of which intends to show them the truth behind the Cenobite mythos. Interesting.
Yeah. That's Hellworld.
Holy shit, Henry Cavill's in it.
Really?
Yeah. I like saw the picture and I was like, holy fuck. It looks like he's the lead character. No fucking way.
That's funny.
That came out in 2005. No way. That's cool. Now I kind of want to watch it and see how bad it is. Okay, let's see. Hellraiser Judgment. 4.3. Not too much better. I don't know. There's like so much cool lore that could be explored. And it's the same as like Maniac Cop. I don't know. It's just, again, maybe we're being picky, but there's lurking underneath. There's like a perfect, like awesome movie.
Yeah, like I mean, like Nightmare on Elm Street has that too, of like how like Freddy like navigates like the dream world and how like people like navigate the dream world and like all that kind of stuff. I think gets explored in like the later movies a little bit more than the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Friday the 13th and Jason movies. I feel like he just kind of wrecks people and like that's it, you know?
Pretty much.
He's just constantly pissed off at teens having sex, so
Yep. The second one has a 6.4 out of 10. That's not terrible.
yeah, that's not too
on
bad.
IMDb. What did you watch this on, Hellraiser?
Prime.
Oh, you rented it?
I rented it, yeah.
Yeah, you hate commercials.
Yeah, I hate commercials.
I watched it on Tubi, and there was very, very little commercials. I was pretty surprised. And it fared pretty well, especially with the movie being an hour and 37 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Overall, yeah, not a terrible watch, not a great one. We'll see about next week with Sleepaway Camp. I have a feeling it's probably going to be around the same vein as this. I don't know. I feel like that happens a lot in our month, like our specific months that we do. Is I almost get like a lot of these movies follow the same tropes, and it gets old for me, and it makes me like them less. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, this one's like, you know, this like slasher-esque horror month. And like, yeah, I mean, there's one model on like how you kind of do a slasher movie. So, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
This one's not quite a slasher movie,
Yeah, I would not really
Either.
categorize this as a slasher movie.
but it's in that same kind of.
What would you categorize it as?
I mean, really, it's like it's a body horror movie.
Yeah, 100%
for sure.
body horror. Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, it has that like iconic bad guy, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
like Jason or
It does.
a Maniac Cop doesn't quite have that in the
No.
same way, but
No. All right. Well, I know we got Sleepaway Camp next to end out the month. We'll see if that's any good. I don't. Let's real quick. Let's peep the IMDb rating. That might be a little bit of a spoiler for us because it'll probably tell us how much we're gonna like it.
be like a 2.5.
Oh, I doubt it's that low, but that'd be funny.
No, I thought people liked
6.2. 6.2. It's not terrible. Bunks and showers are a mad stabber's beat at a summer camp strictly for teens. Nice.
Sick.
All right. Well, we'll see how it is because I've never seen it, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, this movie didn't ruin your meal like it did mine when I was eating. But we'll catch you next week with Sleepaway Camp.
Yep. See ya.